Good morning, all. Well, let's say really late morning because I think it's darn near 11 o'clock. I've been driving for quite a while. Now, my last outing, I hiked to a creek that I knew nothing about. And I did find a little bit of gold in that creek. Well, since then, I did some research, and just over the ridge is another creek that they did work back in the 1800s. Well, I'm now at that location. The creek's just down here a bit. It's a lot of brush, so I haven't been there yet. But I've run into a couple of problems. It's freezing. The road's frozen. Everything's frozen. I got out my metal detector and I got a good target right over here in a pile of gravel, but it froze solid. I can't dig it. So right now, I'm going to try to get down to that creek and see if we can just take a look at the creek. And then coming in, they have covered this road with the gravel out of a hydraulic pit. And curiosity's killing me, so we're going to stop when we get up where there's some sunshine, where the road's thawed. We're going to stop and detect this road a little bit and just, what the heck, I've always wanted to try it, so why not? Okay, well, let's take a run down to that creek. Okay, we're working our way down to the creek, and the good news is the mining reports were right, because this area has definitely been worked. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm standing in tailings. They've dug up through here, and there's rocks piled everywhere, which is a really good sign. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to work on our way on down to the creek. It's a little on the tough side because, like I said, everything's frozen, and Polly, I got you beat on this one, because I bet you I've fallen a dozen times and I'm not 100 yards from the truck. All right, let's continue our trek down the hill. Well, we made it down to the creek, and beautiful little creek. It's really hard to make out the gravel because it's almost dark down here. The trees and the fact that the sun is so low, there's very little sun down here. Now, looking up and down the creek, I don't see any bedrock. I may take a quick trip downstream, see if we can see any bedrock there. But at this point, there's some really nice big boulders right here. So I'm going to take a quick pan or two and just see what we got as far as the type of gravel, the color, and all that. So let's do that real quick. Okay, today I did manage to bring a green pan since we're in a new spot. And we got a real nice big boulder right here and kind of a protected edge. So I'm going to see if I can dig some of this gravel out right here and get an idea what we're dealing with. Okay, now there's a lot of clay in this. I'm not sure if that's good or bad. Okay, let's pan this out real quick and see what it looks like. And yes, that is some cold water. See, what I'm trying to do right now is not really pan off any of the gravel. I'm just trying to get it clean where I can look at it. Okay, we got quite a bit of quartz. It looks like, actually it looks like really good gravel. Okay, let's pan her down and see what we got. Okay, we got quite a bit of black sand and we have some gold. I can't believe we got gold out of that little tiny sample. Very, very small. Let me show you. The fact that we got this much black sand out of that little tiny sample, we didn't have but maybe a third of a pan of gravel, if that. That is a really good sign. Now the gold that's in here, there's not a lot, but there is a few pieces, but it's real fine stuff. I'll show you that in a second. At this point, we need to see if we can locate a spot where it's actually accumulating, where the gravel's been washing. Okay, let me show you this. Now you can see here we got quite a bit of black sand. Now let me see if I can clean this up a little bit. Now I don't know how well it's showing it, but you can see there's some really, really fine gold right there across the top. Well, the good news is we got a little bit of gold. The bad news is my hands are already in my pockets. They're frozen solid. It is cold in here. So as soon as I can feel, I'm going to grab the snuffer bottle, clean that up, and then I'm going to take a little walk down the creek and see if I can find an area where it's got a little bit of chance to accumulate. It's obvious I'm not going to get to do a lot of panning. It's too cold. I doubt if it's even anywhere near freezing. It's probably in the teens. So the panning's going to be at a minimal. So what pans we're going to do, we're going to have to pick the best that we can find. Okay, I'm going to clean this up, go do a little looking, and I'll be right back. I managed to go downstream. I found a spot on the inside of a turn where I had some nice boulders built up. And I did dig around those and got down to that clay layer again. When I just did the gravel, I wasn't finding hardly anything. When I got into that clay layer, I started picking up fine gold and black sand. So I dug all the clay layer around there, and I did manage to get 3 pans done before my fingers just gave out. It got to the point to where the water felt warm. So there's a bear standing right over there looking at me. Let me see if I can spin that camera around. Nope, he's gone. Darn. As soon as I moved, he took off. Okay, well, back to the gold. Let me show you what we managed to find. We did find some bigger pieces. Well, I'm trying to get this gold cleaned up, and every time I look down, that guy's making a lot of noise. Well, back to the gold. See if I can get this cleaned up. Now I did find one nice sized piece. Not real big, but I mean for what we found, pretty nice piece. Okay, I don't know how well it's showing it in there, but we got quite a bit of gold in there. Okay, well, I was going to try to clean this up a little more, but that bear is not leaving. And he's right over here. I can't see him, but he's making a lot of noise, which isn't normal behavior. So I think we're just going to clean this up and give him his space. All right, I'll see you back at the truck. Okay, well, made it back to the truck. So either that bear wasn't hungry and just curious, or I didn't look that good. Either way, it's a win for me. Fired the truck up, and so to warm up in there, and while I was in there, I checked the thermometer, and according to my truck, it's 17 degrees out here. So I'm not feeling like such a big wimp now. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is throw everything in the truck. We're going to head back up the road here and see if we can find a section of road that's in the sun, hopefully, and has a lot of this where they've dumped the gravel out of the old tailings pits in the road for gravel and metal detect it. I've always wanted to try it. Don't know if we're going to find anything, but you never know till you try it. So let's get warm. Okay, well, we got up and out of there. We're out in the nice warm sun now. Reason I stopped here, two reasons, well actually three reasons. The sun's shining here. It's lunchtime and I want to sit in the nice warm sun and eat lunch. And it's pretty open right here. And I did bring the drone with me today, so I'm going to launch it and see if we can get some aerial footage here, see if we can figure out where we are, and hopefully get the drone back. Chunk of road here that pretty much meets my requirements. Number one, it's in the sun. Number two, what we're looking for is pieces of quartz, but the larger the better. Now the reason being is this gravel has come out of a tailings pit somewhere around here. And so we're not going to find any nuggets in it, but there could be gold in the quartz. What we're looking for is the larger rocks, and you never know. There could be a little stringer of gold in it. Anyway, that's my theory, and I've been wanting to do this for years, so I thought today's a good day. Well, we didn't make it very far, and we got our first target. All right. Well, I have no idea what it is. Looks like a rock to me. Well, I'm not sure what that is, but it's heavy and sounds positive. We'll throw it in the go home pile. As you can see, the sun has gone off my road and it's getting cold again. So I think we're going to boogie again, but I metal detected 100 feet of this road, down one side, back up the other. And I'm really surprised on the targets I got. Let me show you what I got here. Now, this side is magnetic. This is all iron. It's an old shotgun shell. But there's a bullet, but these, I'm not sure what they are. They're non-magnetic. All this is non-magnetic. So that's quite a few targets in such a little chunk of road. The fact that we didn't find any gold doesn't really bother me. It was this was kind of a fun little project, and I've pretty much made up my mind that I'm going to keep doing this every time I get a chance until I find me a piece of gold in the road. Now, I'm not really sure what we did find, but you know, as soon as we get home, we'll get this stuff cleaned up, see if we can figure out what it is. And that wind's blowing. It's cold. I might put my hat back on because my ears are frozen now. So I'm going to pack everything up, load her up in the truck. We're going to head on out. Now, if anything interesting shows up, I may jump out, turn the camera back on. But if not, I'll see you back at the house. Well, all I can say is I'm weak. Spotted this chunk of road right here, right around this corner. This whole side is piled up with quite a bit of, you know, decent sized quartz rocks. I gotta check them. So what do you say we take a few minutes out and check these? I'm gonna have to call it quits because it's freezing. The sun's completely gone now and it's getting pretty late. So we're gonna have to get out of here. I did manage to find 2 old 22 casings. These things have been laying there for quite a while. I'll show you those. But no gold, but I haven't given up yet. I'm gonna keep checking these roads every chance I get, because I've now put that on my bucket list. I'm gonna find a piece of gold on a road yet. Okay, well, I'm getting back in the truck where it's nice and warm. I'll see you back at the house. Made it back home, and yep, it's the next morning. Well, I got that gold cleaned up, and well, that was a job. That's some fine gold, and quite a bit of it went through the 50 mesh. You know, quite a bit. You know, I'm saying a dozen pieces or so. But we did get it cleaned up, so let's throw it on a scale and see if we even got enough to weigh. 0.1 grams. See if we can get a close-up of it. There's our one huge piece. Well, 1/10 of a gram, I'm okay with that. Okay, let's check, see how we did as far as the treasures out of the road. Okay, well here we have our magnetic items. This is all the stuff that was picked up with a magnet. And we have our shotgun shell we found. Here's our non-magnetic items. We have our 22 casings, there's a bullet. And then this, I think, is all from the same item. Now, I did clean this side off here, and it looks like this is all brass, because it's got the brass color to it. It's nice and hard, and if it was copper, it wouldn't break like this. Brass is a lot harder than copper. As far as treasures go, most people would say that was junk, but to me, I had a great time, so they're treasures. I'm a little intrigued on the brass. I'm kind of curious what it used to be. But that was so much fun that I may just spend a whole day up detecting those roads, because I've got my heart set on finding a piece of gold in a road. Now, the creek, that creek has got some real potential. But it was just, you know, between the cold and the bear, down in that gully, it was, the sun would just every now and then hit you. It was just too cold. So we're going to have to, it's on the list, and but it's probably going to be, you know, next spring before we get back up in there, because with the storms coming, there's a really good storm coming, supposed to be here today. And I got a sneaky hunch we're not going to get back up there again. But we still got plenty to do. Even though the rivers are high, you know, as we know, we can work the banks and still find some nice gold. I want to do some high banking. Like I say, there's plenty to do. Now, if you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because we're definitely going to be doing more of this. Right now, I got my tools all out over here. I gotta get them all cleaned up, and get my crevice tools sharpened and get everything straightened up, so if it does quit raining, I can go play. So I'm gonna go do that. You guys have a wonderful day.